Welcome, Jikook lovers. Have you ever felt that sometimes silence speaks louder than words? In this moment, the atmosphere feels warm, yet wrapped in mystery. Jungkook doesn't say much, almost nothing at all, but something quietly steals everyone's attention. The old BTS logo appears once again. Why the old logo? And why does this moment happen with Jimin right beside him? Is this just a simple wave of nostalgia? Or is there a hidden message Jungkook chose not to say out loud? A brief glance, subtle gestures, and a symbol that seems to unlock old memories. ARMY can't help but wonder, is it true that the old BTS logo reveals everything Jungkook couldn't put into words? After that brief, yet unforgettable moment, the screen didn't explode with dramatic reactions. There was no loud announcement, no emotional confession, no clear explanation from Jungkook himself. And yet, the impact felt strangely deep, because sometimes the most powerful messages are hidden in the quietest details. The old BTS logo, something many fans associate with the group's early years, raw dreams, and shared struggles, didn't appear randomly. For a long-time ARMY, that symbol represents more than branding. It represents identity, origin, and a time when everything was uncertain, but the bond was unbreakable. So when Jungkook chose that logo, in that moment, standing with Jimin nearby, fans couldn't help but pause. Was it intentional? Or was it a subconscious choice shaped by memory? Jungkook's silence, a pattern fans recognize. Jungkook has never been known as someone who explains everything openly. Over the years, fans have noticed a pattern. When emotions run deep, Jungkook often retreats into silence. Not because he has nothing to say, but because words sometimes feel insufficient. Instead, he expresses himself through actions. A song choice, a drawing, a glance, or in this case the symbol. That silence, paired with the old BTS logo, created a contrast that felt impossible to ignore. And then there was Jimin. Jimin's presence that changed the atmosphere. Jimin didn't say much either, but his presence alone shifted the energy. Those who watched closely noticed how relaxed Jungkook appeared when Jimin was nearby. No forced smiles, no exaggerated gestures, just comfort, the kind that doesn't need validation. Fans began replaying the footage, slowing it down, analyzing micro-expressions. The way Jungkook's shoulders eased, the small pauses before he moved, the timing of Jimin's reactions. Nothing dramatic happened, and that's exactly why it felt real. Some fans described the moment as quietly warm. Others called it painfully nostalgic. The old logo, memory or message. The old BTS logo carries emotional weight. It represents the early dorm days, late-night practices, fear, hope, and ambition mixed together. For Jungkook, that era wasn't just about success, it was about growth. And Jimin was part of that journey from the very beginning. So when fans saw both of them connected to that symbol again, questions naturally followed. Was Jungkook looking back? Was he grounding himself in where it all began? Or was he reminding himself, and perhaps Jimin, of a bond that time and fame never erased? Fans divided but respectful. As always, reactions varied. Some fans believed the moment was purely nostalgic, a harmless callback to the past with no deeper meaning intended. Others feel it was emotional but personal, something Jungkook didn't plan for public interpretation. And then there are those who see it as symbolic, not a statement, not a confirmation, but a reflection of connection. Importantly, most fans agree on one thing. Whatever the meaning, it felt sincere. No overacting, no performance, just two people sharing a familiar emotional space. Why this moment resonated so strongly? In today's fast-paced, heavily curated idol culture, authenticity stands out. This moment didn't feel designed for headlines. It wasn't meant to go viral. And yet it did, because fans recognized something real, a pause, a memory, a quiet understanding between two people who've shared years of their lives under immense pressure. The old logo became a bridge between past and present, between who they were and who they've become. Jungkook, Jimin, and the language of symbols. Neither Jungkook nor Jimin addressed the moment directly afterward. No clarification, no denial, no explanation. And maybe that's intentional, because not every story needs to be told out loud. Sometimes, Symbols speak for themselves. As time passed, that moment did not fade away. Instead, it lingered, quietly growing stronger in the minds of fans. Not because it was loud or dramatic, but precisely because it was simple. In an industry driven by constant stimulation and carefully curated moments, what Jungkook did felt like a pause, a deliberate stillness. Many ARMY began to reflect on something they had always known. Jungkook has never been someone who relies solely on words. Throughout his career, he has often expressed himself through symbols, through drawings, small creative choices, personal designs, and visual details that appear without explanation. These moments rarely come with context, as if he prefers meaning to exist naturally rather than be defined. So when the old BTS logo appeared again, the question was not only what does it mean, but why now? Timing that feels too intentional to ignore. To some fans, the timing felt far from random. After years of evolution, musically, emotionally, and personally, Jungkook chose to bring back a symbol tied to the group's earliest days. A time when everything was uncertain, when success was not guaranteed, when fear and hope coexisted side by side. And once again, Jimin was there. Longtime fans remember that Jungkook and Jimin grew up together under intense pressure. They were not just teammates, but young individuals learning who they were while the world watched. Bonds formed in such conditions are often unspoken yet deeply rooted. Seeing the old logo connected to Jungkook while Jimin stood nearby made many fans feel as though Jungkook was returning, not to a place but to a feeling. Body language that speaks softly. One of the most discussed aspects of the moment was Jungkook's body language. There was no exaggerated emotion, no attempt to draw attention. Instead, his movements were calm, reflective, almost introspective. And when Jimin was close, something shifted. Fans noticed that Jungkook did not appear tense or distracted. He seemed grounded, at ease, as if Jimin's presence created a space where no explanations were necessary. Psychologically, this kind of comfort often appears between people who share deep trust, where silence feels safe rather than awkward. It wasn't measurable, it wasn't provable, but it was felt. Emotional responses from ARMY. Interestingly, this moment did not spark loud debates or heated arguments online. Instead, fans responded emotionally, quietly, personally. Some said it reminded them of the early days of being an ARMY. Others admitted they felt unexpectedly touched without knowing why. Some described a sense of warmth mixed with nostalgia. These reactions highlight something important. The power of a symbol doesn't always depend on the creator's intention. Sometimes, its meaning comes from the connection it creates with those who see it. Jungkook's choice to remain silent. In idol culture, explanations are often expected. Fans are used to clarifications, statements, or at least subtle confirmations. But Jungkook offered none. No clarification, no reinforcement, no denial. This silence only deepened the moment. Because silence is not always emptiness. Sometimes it is protection. Protection of emotions that are too personal, too fragile, or too meaningful to be shaped into public words. And perhaps Jimin's presence was part of the reason Jungkook felt no need to explain anything at all. Jimin, present without taking the spotlight. Jimin did not dominate the moment. He didn't try to control the narrative. Yet his presence felt undeniable. He was there, quietly, attentively, without pulling focus. Longtime fans know that Jimin often plays this role, emotionally aware, supportive, yet never imposing. In this context, his presence felt like silent reassurance rather than performance. Not support that demands recognition, but support that simply exists. Between past and present, the old BTS logo became a reminder of a time before global recognition, before everything became bigger, faster, and heavier. Jungkook and Jimin were shaped during that era. They endured it together. When that symbol resurfaced, it felt like an acknowledgement, not a desire to go backward, but a recognition of where everything began. Not rejection of the present, not longing for the past, but respect for the journey. Why this moment felt warm. Many fans describe the moment as warm, not sad, not overwhelming. Warm because there was no pressure, no demand for interpretation. Everyone was free to feel it in their own way. And perhaps that is the heart of it. Not every feeling needs a label. Not every moment needs an explanation. Some moments are meant to be felt and quietly kept.